To the bitches that got something to say about me in the press, they be like, Lizzo, why don't you clap back? Why don't you clap back? Cause bitch, I'm winning, ho. Big bitch is winning, ho!
Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of Shkrets. Today we're talking about the journey Lizzo's been on, showing off her weight loss transformation and how it's got people talking. But it's not all love and applause, is it? Instead of everyone rallying around her, some of her loudest critics are the very people who once cheered her on for being herself. It's funny how that works, right? So today, we're going to dive into why some people, including so-called friends, want their fat friend to stay the same. And it's deeper than you think, because it's not just about weight, it's about ego, insecurity, and even competition. Buckle up. So first things first, Lizzo posted a TikTok recently showing off her new figure and looking fine as ever in her before and after shots.
The fact that you would even discuss my looks is insane. I'm a bad bitch. Always been a bad bitch.
And her message was powerful. Fine both ways. She's letting us know that her beauty and worth haven't changed just because she's lost weight. And that's the essence of body positivity, right? Loving yourself at every stage. But here's where it gets messy. A lot of people, especially some who once supported her, are suddenly feeling like she's betraying them or the body positive movement. Why? Because in their minds, Lizzo losing weight is a threat to their own comfort. Let's talk about why that is. There's this really toxic mindset that some people have where they need you to stay the fat friend. And no, it's not because they care about your health or well-being. It's about their own insecurities. They want you to stay in that role because, quite frankly, it makes them feel better about themselves. When you're the bigger friend, they get to feel like they're the chosen one. Think about it. When you're out together, who's more likely to get the attention? They assume it'll be them. And as long as you stay in that box, they feel secure in their own desirability. But the moment you start making changes, whether that's losing weight, changing your style, or even just glowing up emotionally, that's when the competition kicks in. These so-called friends might not admit it out loud, but deep down, they've benefited from you being in their shadow. As long as you stayed in that role, they got to feel superior. Your weight, in their minds, made them stand out more, made them feel prettier or more desirable. They didn't have to worry about you stealing the spotlight or getting chosen over them. And let's not forget the ego boost. These toxic friends love having you around because it strokes their ego. They can pretend to be the confident one or the supportive friend, all while secretly enjoying that they feel more attractive in comparison. It's like they get to be the star of the show, and you're just there to make them look better. And when you start losing weight, when you start working on yourself, that dynamic changes. Suddenly, they're not the obvious choice anymore, and that terrifies them. I've heard stories from women who've lost weight and suddenly found that the friends they thought would be happy for them were the ones throwing shade. They'd make comments like, "Oh, you're getting too thin," or "I liked you better before." Why? Because your transformation is a mirror to their own insecurities. It's forcing them to confront the fact that maybe they haven't been working on themselves as much as they should. Your glow up threatens the narrative they've been telling themselves that they're more attractive, more desirable, or more confident than you. And let's talk about how some friends want to control the narrative in your life. These people love having you as the fat friend because it keeps you in a place where they feel they can give advice, play the hero, or even play the pretty one. When you start changing, they lose that control. They can no longer dictate how you see yourself, and that scares them. When Lizzo started showing off her workouts and weight loss, she wasn't just showing a physical transformation. She was showing that she's in control of her narrative. She's reclaiming her body and her peace. And people who've been benefiting from the old dynamic don't like that. There's also this pressure to fit into the mold people have placed you in. Lizzo, for years, was the poster child for body positivity. But what some people forget is that body positivity isn't about staying the same forever. It's about loving yourself at every stage, and part of that might include change. For Lizzo, it's clear her weight loss is about health, peace, and self-care. But for some fans, her losing weight feels like a betrayal because they want her to stay in that role. They want her to remain their fat friend because it reinforces their own comfort. It's not really about Lizzo at all. It's about their fear of change.
You guys, I'm in the blind items. I'm in the blind items for using Ozempic. Y'all are making such a commotion for a bitch that's still obese. Y'all breaking your backs making blog posts about a bitch that's still 200 pounds. Where is this kerfluffle coming from? Why are people so shocked? Do I really look that dramatically different, or have you just not been paying attention? Because if you have been keeping up, you would have seen that I've been putting this work in, honey, every single day. And not just work on my physical body, but you've been seeing the work that I've been doing on my spiritual, my mental, and emotional. Lighthearted, carefree Lizzo is back, and like, baby, we are so back. And I'm not saying it's rainbows and sprinkles and sparkles. I'm not saying that everything is perfect now because I'm working out and in a calorie deficit. Life is still lifing. Changing your body does not always change your problems or solve them. But what I will say is everything gets better when you put a little bit of focus, a little bit of time, a little bit of intention, and a lot of bit of love into it. Shit on these bitches whether they paying attention to you or not. And we don't even got to talk about what the best revenge is, because we don't need revenge when we're living our best lives, happy and enjoying our peace and celebrating our extremely fast jump rope. And all these blogs who be worried about me, bitch, you can eat my ass like a cupcake.
One of the things I just don't understand is why anyone would be against a fat person wanting to lose weight. Look at how they're treated in society. It's like people are deliberately turning a blind eye to the everyday struggles they face. From fat phobia in public spaces to the constant bombardment of body shaming on social media. Take Lizzo, for example. Public figures like Jillian Michaels and Aries Spears had plenty to say when she was heavier. Michaels questioned why we were celebrating Lizzo's body at all, warning it would end in diabetes, while Spears took it even further with his cruel mockery of her weight. But now that she's losing weight, the conversation has suddenly shifted. Instead of supporting her journey, people are trying to label her a hypocrite for wanting to improve her health and make life easier for herself. What people don't get is that Lizzo's weight isn't just a physical issue, it's an emotional one too.
Sometimes I feel like the world just don't love me back. I feel so down. I worked so hard. It's fat phobic. And it's racist and it's hurtful. It's like it doesn't matter how much positive energy you put into the world, you're still gonna have people who have something mean to say about you.
In a now protected tweet, Lizzo expressed how the constant criticism is wearing her down, making her want to quit the music industry altogether. She's been accused of intentionally not losing weight because being plus size is supposedly part of her brand. But Lizzo shut that down, saying, "I'm literally just trying to live and be healthy." She's not here to be a poster child for any movement. She's just trying to exist in a world that's always watching and criticizing. It's heartbreaking to think that no matter what she does, she's always in the crosshairs just because she's fat. And that's the real tragedy. People care more about her weight than her well-being. And don't get me started on how people project their own failures onto you. The minute someone like Lizzo starts making changes for herself, whether physically or emotionally, you'll hear things like, "You've changed," or "You're not the same person anymore." But what they're really saying is, "I'm afraid of what your change means for me." They don't want to confront their own issues, so they'd rather drag you back down into the space where they feel comfortable. And this is exactly what Lizzo is facing right now. She's showing us all that she's doing the hard work, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. She's pushing herself in the gym and pushing herself to protect her peace. That's something to celebrate, not criticize. So, what does this all boil down to? It's simple. Some people want to keep you small, whether that's physically, emotionally, or spiritually, because it makes them feel bigger. It's a hard truth, but it's one we've all seen at some point in our lives. Lizzo's journey is a reminder that we all have the right to evolve, even if that makes the people around us uncomfortable. And honestly, if they can't handle your growth, they don't deserve to be part of your journey. What do y'all think? Have you ever dealt with a friend who didn't want to see you glow up? Why do people get so pressed when someone starts making changes for the better? Drop your thoughts below, and as always, don't forget to subscribe if you like the vibe. Until next time, keep glowing and growing. Bye.
Sometimes when you want to give up, it's really because you've just been pushing yourself too hard. Don't give up. Just take it easier on yourself and you'll get through it. You'll reach your goal. Have a great day.